90% of the music since I've been with her.
Concerned.
I've done that shit with girls.
He got tapes. He got tapes. This nigga's on audio saying he got tapes and pictures of you and that he can expose it at any time. I'm concerned. I'm gonna want to do something.
Listen. I know what people care about. That man, he cares about what y'all think. I don't care about what y'all think. Like, unfortunately, not trying to be funny. I appreciate my fans and people that are actually my fans and that love me. You understand?
Welcome back to Celebrity Press, where the tea don't sleep, and neither do we. Let's just be real. Social media is in straight up flames right now, and caught in the heat none other than Remy Ma, her longtime husband Papoose, and rising boxing star Claressa Shields. With this whole drama got people acting like they're watching a reality show on turbo speed. The buzz is so wild it's making Zeus Network look like Saturday morning cartoons. But what started off as low-key whispers about cheating exploded into a full-on digital showdown. Accusations started flying faster than Claressa's knockout jabs, and the internet couldn't look away. Just when people thought the drama had already hit the roof, things got even spicier. Word on the street is Papoose sent a super intimate video of himself and Claressa Shields directly to Remy Ma's phone. Like, what? And that's not even the wildest part. Allegedly, Remy didn't just sit on that footage. She turned around and leaked it herself. If true, that would make this a revenge move so bold it had the whole internet gasping. Straight up emotional crossfire. And now everybody's watching the fallout unfold in real time. It's getting wild out here. The whole situation is giving bitter energy, and what once looked like solid black love just flipped into a full-blown boxing ring, literally and emotionally. And let's be real, the only ones winning right now might be the gossip blogs feeding off all this drama. But this isn't just internet mess. There's a little girl in the picture, which makes the whole thing way more serious. This isn't just about clout or online shade anymore. It's a real-life situation that's turning into a straight-up emotional circus. Now today, we're not just talking petty Instagram posts or spicy comments. We're diving deep into receipts, custody back and forth, and that video that flipped everything on its head. It's turning into a digital mess that's hard to clean up. Last week, total chaos. Fans didn't even get a second to process one thing before the next wave hit. It all kicked off when Papoose, Mr. I waited 6 years for her, while she did time, decided to change the whole narrative. No more patient husband vibes. He dropped the news that he had quietly filed for divorce back in May. It was legal, it was quiet, but when he posted, it was loud and clear. He wanted everyone to know he was done.
With the date that I wrote, she had a certain individual who she was locked up. It's a female. I ain't thinking nothing of it. So I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed.
Now, when Papoose hit his socials with that post, he wasn't holding back. He painted himself as the one who got played, straight up saying Remy did him dirty, calling her a narcissist and accusing her of cheating even while their daughter was around. That right there sent shockwaves through the timeline. And here's the kicker, this wasn't his first time airing it out. Months ago, he had already let it slip in his IG story. He wrote, "Sad to say that Remy Ma is a narcissist. She chose to cheat repeatedly. Now that I finally moved on, she's playing the victim. I have requested a divorce numerous times, and she'd rather chase clout on social media." Then, just when people thought the mess had settled, he came back with more in his latest post. He even claimed he was the pin behind some of Remy's biggest bars. Like, not only was he saying she broke his heart, he's now saying he helped build her career too.
I wrote one of your biggest hits. I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you type a keyword for...
Let's be real, it was giving calculated. Papoose dropped that message like a man plotting his sympathy rollout before the storm hit full force. But then came Remy Ma, and baby, she did not come to play. This is the same Remy who once said, "I'm conceited, I got a reason." And now she pulled up with a digital cannon and aimed it straight at the drama. Remy hit the timeline with some spicy receipts, text screenshots that appear to show Papoose and Claressa chatting it up, being way too flirty, and linking up way before that divorce talk even came into play. The dates on those messages not matching up with what Papoose was trying to sell, and one line from the text had people shook. "I just want to be honest this time." But Remy didn't stop there. She turned on that IG live and went in for over an hour, breaking down every piece of Papoose's so-called patient husband image and leaving no stone unturned. She was on go mode.
Listen. I know what people care about. That man, He cares about what y'all think. I don't care about what y'all think. Like, not, unfortunately, not trying to...
Remy didn't hold back. She straight up said Papoose had been battling with insecurity. She painted him as someone who couldn't handle her shine, calling him out for being jealous of her rising power while still trying to play the victim online behind the scenes, though according to her he was pulling strings, emotionally pushing her buttons and twisting the story to keep his halo on tight.
Nothing, because I have my own. I will take somebody who has nothing that treats me right. That's how I got with him. That treats me right. I will take somebody who has nothing that treats me right.
Now here's the kicker. Remy didn't even dodge the cheating talk. Instead, she flipped the narrative. She called those situations side effects of something deeper, feeling invisible in her own marriage, neglected, emotionally stuck in a one-sided grind where she built him up but stayed in the shadows that hit different.
Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll pay for it.
And right in the middle of all this heartbreak and heat, Claressa Shields slid in, grabbing the mic. Just by being involved in the mess, her name was suddenly everywhere, and the drama got louder.
The fuck? The fuck? I literally told him, every time your current come up says my name or does something that I feel is trying to attack me in any type of way, I'ma drag you. I'ma drag you.
Now, Claressa ain't just some random name caught in the crossfire. We talking about a two-time Olympic gold champ with an undefeated boxing record. This ain't no mystery woman in the background. Claressa's got clout, and she don't play when people test her. So when the internet lit up calling her a home record, she came swinging back. Claressa made it crystal clear she's been seeing Papoose since mid-August, and says the marriage was done before she stepped in. She didn't tiptoe around it either. She dropped this bold message: y'all mad at me for loving a man who said he wasn't loved at home. Woo, that line hit like a knockout punch.
I mean, yeah, it's the elephant in the room. I don't have to say it.
I don't know.
In his personal life.
Oh,
yeah, it's the elephant in the room. Like, but that takes time, and like I said, that's not my place to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll get.
Social media went off the rails. It was straight Team Remy versus Team Claressa out here. Some folks called Claressa naive, saying she got played by a smooth talker. Others dragged her for being out of line. But one thing was clear: everybody had an opinion. And just when it seemed like Pat might stay quiet through all this heat, he flipped the script. A few days later, he dropped a freestyle packed with raw emotion and not so subtle jabs at Remy.
I hope you would jump the tables, it won't start. My Webster Ave niggas was eager to let the throne spark. Doing juxes at the skate tree, they from the old Bronx. Don't know what part of Brooklyn you from, but I'm from...
He tried to turn his heartbreak into hip-hop, but let's be real, nobody was talking about the lyrics.
I kind of was concerned, thinking that he's blackmailing her because she's acting different. And he played some audio of him saying that he has videos and tapes and it will come out whenever he wants it to come out. So Pat was like, I called some people behind the scenes, like, yo, check.
The internet completely blew up, and when the dust settled, people started piecing together something wild. Papoose might have sent that steamy video of him and Claressa to Remy on purpose, not just a some oops moment. This wasn't no soft apology or confession. It was giving straight up psychological chess move, like he was trying to say, this is what you made me do, look who's standing beside me now. If that's true, yikes, that ain't just messy, it's cold. But if that shook people up, what allegedly happened next took it all the way left, because guess what? Word on the timeline is that Remy or someone deep in her camp leaked the tape. She wasn't bluffing, and she wasn't about to sit back and let Papoose win the sympathy game. So she pulled her own card and played it loud. Now the clip didn't end up on any of the usual platforms like TMZ or YouTube. Nope, it popped up in the shadows just enough to hit the blogs, spark chaos, and vanish like it never happened. It was fast, graphic, and left behind a whole mess. Claressa ended up in the crossfire, her name dragged through situation they know nothing about it. Pap and Remy was separated long before I came along, and she didn't sound scared or defensive. She sounded solid. Claressa made it clear she wasn't about to let social media paint her out like the bad guy. She wasn't hiding, she wasn't ducking. And to really drive that point home, she made a glowing entrance at the BET Awards, hair laid, fit flawless, and energy untouched. You could tell she wasn't just brushing off the hate. She was walking straight through it like a champ, unbothered and unbreakable.
Blowing, and we know you've been very public with your new love in your life. He's right there. Hi, Papoose.
What's what it do?
How does it feel having your relationship on display now in front of everybody?
Well, I've always been public in my relationships. I was taking a different route with Papoose because he is a celebrity, and I personally told myself I would never date celebrity.
Claressa made it crystal clear she and Papoose weren't hiding or ashamed of how they felt about each other. She stood 10 toes down and doubled down on the love, like this isn't some side story or a quick fling. This is real emotions, real connection, and real messy too, but still real. That was her loud and clear message, especially to Remy's squad and the black love fairy tale believers. She was saying, this isn't just a perfect Instagram highlight reel, it's real life with the sweet moments, the hard lessons, and the public drama, all tangled in one wild ride.
He ain't never gonna show y'all his shit.
Okay.
He ain't show y'all mine, but it's one time he almost hit me and I said, man. but he punched really fast and hard. And I'm just happy that he loved the sport like I love boxing. So I don't think I can beat Pap up in a fight, but I also tell him, don't play with me.
Claressa didn't just speak up, she flipped the script and took control of the whole narrative. She didn't come across like someone sneaking around or hiding. Nope, she showed up like she was the next chapter in Papoose's story. Not some side note, but this beef between Claressa and Remy Ma, it's been brewing way longer than most folks realized. Let's rewind to last winter. Remy posted a snapshot of Papoose's phone with a caption, Papoose dumb fell asleep on the phone with Claressa Shields laying in my house. He refuses to leave this girl supposed to be a world champ, but she hung up real quick when she heard my voice. That post alone shook the internet, but it didn't stop there. Remy said she took those screenshots while Pap was knocked out, like fully asleep, and the messages between him and Claressa, they weren't as smooth or sweet as Claressa had been painting them in interviews. One message showed Claressa confronting Pap directly. You take accountability. You were the one married. If you can't sleep on the phone with me or be there in person, the least you can do is let me know you got home safe or just communicate. She called him out for ghosting her after crashing out in a Sprinter van, and the drama just kept stacking. Remy clapped back, accusing Claressa of running a whole smear campaign against her, saying, I'm tired, and he would never mess with you because you're not even cute to him. But I saw it all, and now the world will too since you're so bold. Claressa didn't stay quiet. More of their private back and forth leaked, and it was messy. One message had Claressa telling Pap, I know you don't like online drama, but you gotta do something today about this girl. My PR team is about to panic when they see all this. The girl she was talking about, allegedly Remy. Claressa also told Pap, I asked for gifts and somehow I'm tripping. I said I like flowers and I'm tripping. I asked for time set aside just for me and now I'm tripping again. I don't even know what to think anymore. I'm just laying here feeling real played. At this point, Papoose looked like he was straddling both sides of the fence, saying just enough to both women but committing to neither. Meanwhile, Remy Ma wasn't letting things slide. She had some serious words for Claressa, and if you thought this was just internet chatter, wait until you hear what she posted to her IG story. She wrote, if you just turned 30 and claim you met someone 8 months ago who's 47 who I've known since you were 10, and he's got 4 biological kids and a 6-year-old, and now he's promising you a newborn, you should probably take a step back before speaking. Boom, that wasn't just shade, that was a whole eclipse. But then just when things couldn't get messier, the tension between Remy and Papoose hit new heights, and guess where it all came to a head at the BET Awards. Claressa showed up like it was her stage, shining from head to toe, skin glowing, confidence turned all the way up. She wasn't just there, she owned that carpet, and Papoose right next to her holding her hand like they were the new power couple stepping into the spotlight. And Remy, she skipped the whole thing, but her absence was louder than any appearance she hit her socials with. Beachside birthday vibes from Mexico, dressed in orange and glowing like she had zero worries, free from drama. That's what she claimed, but fans, they weren't buying it. The same day, on June 9th, Claressa posted a photo of her and Pap at the BET Awards on X, and that's when the comment section exploded. One user threw shade, you know he has a daughter, right? Claressa clapped back, real smooth, yeah, that's my daughter, to another troll came through, writing fakest couple of the year, just like DDG, and high won't last, I give it 5 years max, and that's being generous. Claressa didn't back down and replied, we've already been together a year, genius. But seriously, how many comments can she keep responding to before it drains her energy? Cause let's be real, the hate was coming heavy and constant, and right under one of her replies, a different user asked the question many people were starting to wonder: why are people so obsessed with watching someone else's downfall? It's like folks forgot this whole story involves real lives, not just headlines. And in the middle of this entire emotional storm, a young girl stuck between all this grown folk drama with no control over the chaos swirling around her. Let's talk about Reminisce Mackenzie, the real star in this entire whirlwind. While grown folks were busy throwing digital shade and airing out personal business, this bright little one was out here stealing hearts, graduating kindergarten with the biggest smile you've ever seen and curls bouncing like she was walking a red carpet. It felt like the chaos hit pause just for her moment, and she made it count. Remy Ma shared a carousel of sweet snapshots showing off her twin in a crisp white dress, glowing with pride like she just won Best New Artist, and the caption, "All love." She wrote, "My twin Reminisce Mackenzie graduated from kindergarten today. She is everything." And the cutest part, Remy added, "When we were taking the pics, she goes, 'No, over here, mommy, I want my face to be in the sun.'" And double sidebar, Remy made sure to let everyone know her daughter picks her own hair outfits and even her accessories. Independent queen in the making. But Papoose wasn't about to miss that moment either. He came through with a heartfelt post of his own, mixing brand new photos with adorable baby pics of his daughter. He called her the most charismatic, amazing little girl in the world, and closed out the caption with something that really hit: "The best hood is fatherhood." Now that's a line for one rare and peaceful moment. It actually felt like we were seeing a flashback to the original Remy and Pap, you know, the ride or die couple we met on Love and Hip Hop, not the ones throwing subliminals across timelines side by side, smiling with pride. They showed up for their daughter like nothing else mattered, and for that brief second there wasn't a hint of drama, just two parents doing what needed to be done. But don't get it twisted, that calm, it was temporary, a mature truce for their daughter, not a sign of things magically smoothing over, especially when just weeks ago Papoose was still calling Remy out, claiming she skipped Christmas with him and their daughter, allegedly spending it with battle rapper Eazy the Block Captain while he stayed home trying to hold the holiday together solo. And Eazy, he wasn't letting that slide either. He clapped back with his own take, adding more fuel to this saga that's clearly far from over.
Say it like that, and if you want to keep it a bean, if you want to tell a real story, I was on the whole opposite side from you. I was just like, yo, I don't want to meet him.
And then came the moment that made the internet lean all the way, and Eazy the Block Captain had something to say too, and he said it loud and clear. "I'm happy she moved on. I've been waiting like, yo, get out the house." That was shade with no filter. At the same time, Claressa Shields wasn't holding back either word on the street. She was ready to throw on gloves. Literally, fans were buzzing, thinking she was gearing up to challenge Remy to a boxing match.
What? Your actual telephone number?
So at this point, you can give me $1.
But Claressa made it clear she's not trying to fight over any man. She brushed off the rumors with a slick line: "Fighting over a guy is beneath me, drama just sells." Still, let's not forget, she teased something spicy in that recent interview clip when she said, "Don't leak my number and I won't pull up." So yeah, tensions are sky high, and it's not all smoke now. Here's where it really spiraled. There's talk that someone out here leaked Claressa's personal info, and it didn't stop there. Let's take it back to when this digital beef turned into a full-on explosion, the rumored tape nobody's seen. The full thing, it didn't hit TMZ, didn't go viral on YouTube, and didn't trend on socials, but the whispers, they're getting loud. And one thing's for sure, if there's one person who knows how to keep stirring that pot until it overboils, it's Joe Budden. He stays with a mic and a hot take. Interview 2015/2034. Now let's talk about that viral Joe Budden commentary that set the whole internet ablaze. Joe didn't sugarcoat anything. He said exactly what everybody had been whispering in private on his podcast. He claimed Papoose sent me a video of him and Claressa getting close, not as an apology, but like a calculated move, a straight up mental game. Think about that for a second. After all those speeches about loyalty, all those years writing for Remy, while she was locked up after making their love the blueprint of loyalty, he allegedly pressed send on a personal video, not to share a moment, but to prove a point. That's wild. But then it gets even messier, just like Remy allegedly leaked Claressa's number out of pure spite. Don't act like that was an accident. There are now whispers that she or someone close returned fire by leaking that tape, not to the blogs, not for clout, but just enough to stir the pot and humiliate Claressa in the shadows. No headline, no fanfare, no post with 1,000 hashtags, just a quick drop. brief, graphic, and gone before it could be traced, and that's what made it feel so intentional. This wasn't PR drama, it was digital warfare. Now Claressa's in defense mode. She's been hitting interviews, standing firm online, and shutting down trolls like she's back in the ring. Every comment gets jabbed with class, every assumption countered with calm fire. She's not backing down, and honestly her confidence is starting to change the story. The video itself still unconfirmed, but with the way this whole thing's unfolded, from cheating rumors to exposed DMs to her private info getting out, it's not a stretch to imagine that a tape could have been the next chess move. It's the energy of you hit me, I hit back. A back and forth game where every move is colder than the last, and it hit different. One moment Claressa was being dragged as the side chick, and the next she's front and center looking like the one holding the reins. As for Remy, some say she got the last laugh, others think this is just the calm before another storm, but this whole situation, it's way deeper than just breakup drama or online beef. This hit a nerve because it messed with something bigger. Black love, the kind folks grew up rooting for, the kind that gets quoted, turned into memes, romanticized, and songs, just popped up with this negligon. And I was like, this is going to happen on a night that I'm extremely tired, but out of nowhere I just got this boost of energy, you know. And she tell me Pap and Remy used to be that couple, the ones everybody looked up to. He waited 6 years while she was behind bars. She came home, they built a life, raised their daughter, and fans labeled them goals, some even called them iconic. But what happens when the fairy tale gets messy for so many in the Black community? Love is more than just romance, it's survival. It's built on loyalty, trials, and how strong you look when the world's watching. So when that kind of love cracks, it doesn't just feel like a breakup, it feels like something sacred got shattered. That's why the disappointment runs deep. People aren't only mad at Remy for allegedly stepping out, they feel like she broke the image, that picture perfect ride or die fantasy gone. And Pap, he's getting dragged too, not for moving on, but for how wild and messy the whole thing went down. The tape, the timing, the silence, it's got folks side eyeing everything. Then there's Claressa. 1 minute she's a two-time Olympic champ, next minute boom, she's the woman in the middle of the storm. And she didn't flinch for a second, she didn't fade into the background or issue some apology tour. She stood tall and basically said, y'all going to talk anyway. And honestly, nobody wins when the fantasy falls apart, but maybe that's the point. Maybe it's time to stop expecting Black couples to carry the weight of our collective dreams. Maybe love can be messy and still be real. So now what, Ray's been posting vacation pics, sun-kissed and bikini ready, like she's living her best life. But behind those palm trees and glossy filters, we know the storm still lingers. Meanwhile, Pap's on low-key dad duty, quiet, present, but not saying much. No confirmation, no denial, and honestly, that silence might be his smartest move. Yet Claressa, she's back in the spotlight, booked, busy, and still undefeated. In and out the ring, she turned from champion to cultural lightning rod, and she's holding that title tight. Interviews, clapbacks, red carpets, she's not backing down from nothing. But this isn't the kind of story that ties up with a neat bow. There's no cozy sit down, no healing circle, just three people, a whirlwind of drama, and the internet watching every step they take. So now I got to hear from you, my stars and hushers. Did Claressa really step out of bounds, or was she just caught in Papoose and Ray's emotional chaos? Is Pap playing the long game for sympathy, or just reacting like a man who's been broken? And did Remy need to go public, or was that the only way she felt heard? Drop your takes in the comments, and don't hold back. Hit that like button, subscribe for more juicy breakdowns, and tap that notification bell so you never miss the next chapter.